So you want a Range Rover, but you can't afford the 3 million rand price tag. Well, we think the new J5 is your answer to that. My name is Eugene. Welcome to TVEC. This is the home of extravagant reviews.
4 liters of fuel. Eugene, you're big.
And here we are in the new Jaecoo J5.
And what a fabulous place it is to be.
Especially with all the materials.
I mean, you have a soft touch dashboard, soft touch on the doors, soft touch on your door cards with white stitching, which actually contrasts very nicely with these wonderful seats.
The seats are very nice.
And before I mention the seats, I have to mention that this is the Glacier spec. So this is the mid-trim car coming in at 429,900 Rand. But I do have an Easter egg about that coming up, so stay tuned. Now, speaking about the different trim levels, you do get the entry level, which is called the Vortex.
We've been saying that for like half an hour.
It's continuous.
Yeah.
Every take has mentioned something about a Vortex, because the Vortex name is just that cool.
It's so cool to say.
But speaking about the interior of the Vortex gets cloth seats, you don't get a moonroof, and you get manually adjustable seats across all the seats here in the front.
Yes.
And that car's coming in at 369,900 Rand. Now the Glacier gets automatic driver's seats. You get perforated leather seats for both all around the car,
all around the car, yeah.
And you get a beautiful moonroof above.
It is a very beautiful moonroof.
Very beautiful. And the seats, I have to mention, they are super comfortable. They have this beautiful white piping as well as white stitching. And obviously you can see they are perforated.
Yeah.
They are just great seats.
It's so great. Like sitting here right now, they're so comfortable. They're so easy. And then onto the gauge cluster.
Yes, this gauge cluster is absolutely fantastic. It's so well integrated into the actual dash of the car that when the car is off, you don't even properly notice it.
You would not. It's like just one part of the dashboard. It's literally a whole section.
It's literally just a section of the dashboard. Now you do get physical buttons. They aren't individual buttons, but they each have a click, for instance, as you can hear. So it's not exactly physical individual buttons, but they're more than good enough. On the steering wheel, that looks like an Omoda C9 steering wheel.
It does really look like it.
And then of importance, you have a 13.2-inch infotainment screen here that literally has all of the functions that you would need. You know this is a Chinese vehicle. They are the best with technology, and all the Chinese products always offer some of the most versatile technology at the lower price points.
Yeah, it's shocking. It really is shocking.
And there is just so much space in this car. It's such a spacious cabin.
Yeah, because I sat in the back and I was very comfortable. You can
fit a very tall person.
You can sit a very tall person, yes. Yeah, because I'm about 5'8", we're about 5'8". Anyone's over 6 foot, you will be very happy.
You will be more than perfect. We have a person that was over 6 foot that did sit in the back of the car, and even he was surprised about how spacious the car is back and front.
Now, after that very glorious drive,
this is the new Jaecoo J5.
And that did rhyme.
That did rhyme. And this specifically is the mid-trim level vehicle, the Glacier.
The Glacier edition.
Now you get 3 trim levels, starting off with the coolest one,
the Vortex.
The Vortex,
yeah.
Which if I showed you the key, has resemblance in these 2 prisms to the evil group called Vortex in Johnny English.
Yes, that's very much so.
So that's just some knowledge for the viewers.
That's some food for thought for you guys.
Yes, exactly that.
Yeah.
But this is the mid-trim, the Glacier edition, and then you get one above this, which is the Inferno edition. And I want to start off with something quite important on the looks, other than the fact that this looks exactly like a Range Rover in a lot of angles, like a sport.
Quite a lot of angles. Quite a lot. Quite a lot.
The main thing I want to speak about is actually the wheels.
Yes.
Now, on the Inferno, you get 18-inch alloys as standard. Really nice max.
True.
But on the Glacier or the Vortex, you get 17-inch wheels that really don't look that good.
You know what they remind me of? They remind me of yellow Lays.
Yeah, it's kind of just those plain, boring ones that every normal white person gets.
Exactly.
But
there's no sauce in that.
But as an introduction deal or launch deal, yeah, at Jaecoo Edenvale, they're giving you 2 options. They're giving you a 10,000 Rand discount on a purchase, a 10,000 Rand trade-in assist on a purchase of a J5, or you could option to get these diamond cut alloys, as well as they're going to introduce an option of a blacked out roof and mirrors as an option. That you don't have to have the boring wheels.
That's a very good package.
That's a really good package. So if you are interested, be sure to head to them, because you can get these fabulous looking diamond cut wheels instead of the boring normal ones.
Yeah, I don't like those ones.
They're not great.
But now
onto the looks.
It's so Range Rover.
Very Range Rover.
So especially the front end.
The least Range Rover part about it is the actual grille of the car.
Yes, that is true.
Which is very Jaecoo, the very big silver slots, the Jaecoo badging, very similar to the J7.
Yeah.
But then The slots here, as well as these front lights, are very Range Rover Sport
Yes,
and new Range Rover
in general.
look.
In general, yeah. But then when you get to the side profile, it is exactly like an Evoque.
Like a new Evoque / Sports, like kind of mixed together.
Actually, the 3/4 panel right
Yes,
over
the
here.
Bunda.
The Bunda over
That is
here.
a Range Rover Bunda.
This is a Range
Through
Rover
and
Bunda.
through.
Yes.
The 3/4 angle of that is the most Range Rover thing about this car.
Yeah, but I think it gives a charm though.
It gives it a charm. It gives it an elegant look.
Yeah.
It is that exact thing that we're speaking about. But this is the car you can get for sub 500,000 Rand, 429,900 Rand, plus your discount if you want the discount, all the cool wheels.
Yes.
And compare that to Range Rovers of similar design and look.
You're paying millions
You're paying literal millions.
with
So,
options on top.
With options.
Yeah, but
And then the back end, again, beautiful LED technology.
Yes.
Now, the entry level, which is the Vortex, does get halogen front lights. But if you go for the Glacier, which this is, you get LEDs back and front.
yeah, so overall, I love how it looks. Now, since this is an SUV, we have to check out how practical it is. Inside here, you can see our camera kit gear. And if we lift this cover, there is a spare wheel, which most manufacturers don't give you these days. But it's very practical in here. It has about this much luggage capacity. And compared with rivals, they have this much. And you can do with that information as you will.
And starting us off with a bang, we're once again in the Jaecoo J5, and this is linked with a 1.5 turbocharged 4-cylinder. And that 1.5 4-cylinder has become known in the world of Chinese automation because of it just being like the most efficient engine for the Chinese to use in all of their products.
It's
So
so
it is
versatile.
literally-
It's very versatile.
It's very versatile. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
And this is no different. This is a great little engine. I mean, compared to some of its competitors, it's up on power, slightly down on torque. For instance, compared to something like a 35 TFSR from Audi.
True.
So this has 115 kilowatts, which is roughly 130, 140 horsepower, and 230 newton meters of torque. Now that is 20 newtons less than a 35 TFSR motor, but 5 kilowatts more. So it is actually quite an efficient engine overall.
Yeah, it really, really is.
Now, it is also a motor that's offered in all 3 trim levels, so you don't lose out on that. And it is also linked to a CVT gearbox, which now in sport, if I was to show you, really isn't bad. If you see, I put my foot down, and it reacts really quite nicely.
Because you normally think a CVT is unintelligent, but now it's a lot more put together.
It's definitely a lot more. You can see that the technology of CVTs has progressed quite a lot.
It definitely
if
has.
I was going to go on this mode button here and put it in normal,
It's like,
the car's quiet.
Yeah.
It's smooth. The suspension's comfortable. So overall, it is just great. And I like that the mode buttons are here. You can hear it go, and I like the little displays that they have when you put it in the modes.
Yeah.
it's just cool.
the car really does look like a Range Rover in that mode. Now, after that splendid drive in the Range Rover J5,
Yes, the Range Rover Sport J5,
and then now we just joke. This is the Jaecoo J5.
the Jaecoo J5. But I mean, it looks close enough. Be honest.
Look
It
at
does
this.
not look like a small Range Rover Sport. And I mean, the interior, I'm not
Oh.
going to say it's super close. You know, Range Rover is like
A level
near
above.
the top
Yeah.
of luxury.
Yeah.
But for under 500,000, for under 450,000 Rand, and if you want the 10 grand discount, 419,000 Rand, this
Ooh.
interior is absolutely splendid.
I can't really think of many other rivals that give you this much of stuff.
Especially outside of the Chinese. I
Yeah.
mean, think about a T-Cross
Oh,
or Kia Seltos.
a Kia Seltos.
I mean, or a Hyundai Creta.
That's worse.
You're not getting the materials you're getting this, the soft touch, the ergonomics of it, the ease of use that you get with this, as well as the fantastic technology.
Yeah.
And Range Rover looks.
And Range Rover
You
looks.
literally get Range Rover looks nowhere else other than Jaecoo and Range Rover.
Yeah, because right here is an Evoque. Right here is
It's
a Sport.
and yeah, it's very sport.
That is very sport. That is very sport.
But I mean, I would get the Glacier. I would get it with the rims. I wouldn't take the 10 grand discount. I'd get the rims and the accent in black that you can get with the rocks discounts that you get on this car.
Yeah.
Because Jaecoo Edenvale rocks.
They
So
do.
if you want to see this car or want to see more from them or more product from Jaecoo Motor Edenvale, we'll be sure to link their description stuff in our description.
Yeah.
And you can find all the details on the vehicle there as well.
Yeah, but you know, we did talk about some stuff that we liked and we didn't like. And if you do want to see that video, because we did do a mini review on it, you can click the link up above right there. But anyways, we hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe because we have a lot more of these coming in the future. Thank you to Jaecoo Edenvale again. The information will be on the description box. See you next time. Goodbye.